started. Wonho, step into the den. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Lines and Tarot. So today I will be doing an update on Wonho, just checking in on him and seeing how he's doing. I'll be using several decks in this reading, and this is the Before Tarot. This right here is the Before Tarot. This is the Light Seers Tarot. I will be using the Energy Oracle cards. Also, I will be using, I don't know how to pronounce this deck. This deck's name, the Barbary Zodiac deck. And lastly, I forgot the name of this deck, but it is hard to find anyway. I don't think they make it anymore anyway. So, oh yes, and my self-care deck. So let's get started. If you want more readings like this, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe so you will be there and notified every time I upload a reading. And so let's just go ahead and get started. Wonho, step into the den. Okay. So for Wonho, the first thing that I drew was a zodiac, or more of a planetary card. I have the sun. So this is his overall energy, right? It's the sun. And for me, even though I'm not big, I'm not big on planets and astrology, the sun still to me reveal it makes me think of the light at the end of the tunnel. It makes me think of a revelation. It makes me think of something that's being revealed, maybe enlightenment, coming to an understanding of something. So that's kind of what it makes me feel like. He is finding a source of a newfound light, a new way to look at things, maybe even a new source of happiness. So that's kind of the energy that we have. Let me stop knocking over the cats. The energy that we have for him is the sun. So for the next cards, I drew the tarot, just basically trying to figure out, what's kind of going on with him now. Like in this current moment, what's going on with him. So we have the Two of Pentacles, Magician, Strength in reverse, Justice, and Three of Wands in reverse. And I kind of feel like, so there is a sort of, he is still out of whack, guys. He's not perfectly okay right now. There's still concerns of money issues. There's still concerns of just work. And just kind of trying to rebalance out his lifestyle right now as he's no longer in the group for the moment. So it's kind of like him readjusting to a sort of normal lifestyle. It's him trying to readjust to maybe not having certain things so readily available to him as he may have had them before. We also have the Magician here, and it's kind of telling me that he's still working on himself, and things are kind of, they are coming through. He does, with the Strength in reverse, it's kind of like, I do think he may need to push a little harder. He does find himself in a lot of moments of weakness even now, a lot of moments of sadness, a lot of moments where he just feels very defeated. But he is very much working on himself. Like I said, this Magician is here, and it's telling me that he is doing things to avoid those moments where he's just down, feeling down and down on his luck. Okay. Now we have Justice and the Three of Wands in reverse, and I feel like he's getting a little impatient, but I also feel like there are things being moved that we can't see. I feel like he's waiting on something. There's supposed to be some form of good news. I feel, especially like I said with the sun over here, I feel like he's waiting on some kind of notification, like maybe Starship is actually pressing charges against that woman, and maybe something is starting and he's waiting on it, and I feel like he's a bit impatient, but he's trying to be patient. Like I said, it all comes back to this magician that I like. It's like he's still trying to work on himself, and with the strength in reverse, even though there's lots of moments of weakness, he's still actively working on himself emotionally, financially as well, morally. But that's what I have for where he is currently. Okay. So then I pull cards for what's going on, what will be going on with him in the future. The Magician, actually, I didn't notice that it was flipped over in the deck, so I didn't pull it out until after these had already come out. So I kind of found this last, but so we have Seven of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, Five of Swords, King of Cups, and then the last card I found in the deck that was flipped over was the Magician. Again, like, even with him praying like this, I do, like, Wonho is surely trying to, like, I feel like he's really hoping for the best outcome. And the best outcome may not be back in Monster X. I do hope that's what happens, that he gets to be happy within Monster X if that's what he wants. But he's, right now, it's more so not looking at which one would be like better overall. It's more of like which one he wants. Like, it's not a sort of I want to be back in the group. It's just like what is best for me kind of prayers, and what's best for me kind of hopes. So it's like he's really looking for what would be the healthiest option for him as a person, and not necessarily just how do I get back into the group? Like, or, do I want to go back in the group? It's just what is the healthiest option for me as a person. And Queen of Pentacles here, especially with the snake handing her the coin, I feel like he's hoping that whatever decision that he makes doesn't end up being something that where money is going back into the hands of people that kind of, did wrong by him. Or I also kind of feel like there's a few things that I'm kind of picking up from these cards, actually. I do feel like, especially with the Empress, that his mother is very much kind of liking and loving that he's back home more often. And I feel like she's also a bit protective at this moment. I'm also feeling like his father is a father. I don't know if he has both parents. I don't know anything about his household. So, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but, it could be just a male figure, but who is offering him also some, wisdom and knowledge, especially when it comes to the music industry. It could be senior or somebody, who's been in the game, who maybe talks to him and gives him some advice. But that's what I'm kind of feeling. There is a fear of leaving a newfound safety and kind of heading back into trouble. And that's what I feel like with this Seven of Wands leading to the Queen of Pentacles, Empress, and the Five of Swords. I feel like he's fearing, his fears are to leave, to find a new source of happiness, and that happiness still ending up going back to these women who are causing him trouble, and in this new birth of happiness causing more fights and more trouble. So, and it's also more of also a new artistic outlet. So I don't know what he plans on doing, because this is in the future. The Magician is also here, like I said. So there could be creative works that come out. He could still release some sort of music, and that could spark some sort of debate. It could bring up the Han So-hee and them. So it's like he's trying to be cautious while at the same time wanting to make moves. And he's afraid of the effects that it will have, especially on the women that are in his life right now. So yeah, he's afraid of just doing anything that has to do with music or arts because he's afraid that anything that he makes or creates will be attacked. Okay? And that is more than likely going to happen. I won't say it's a fact, but I'll say it's more than likely going to happen. Like, if he does release anything or attempt to sort of get back close to Monster X, or even just, maybe have a SoundCloud or some form of social media that he releases his own personal works. Like, let's say he writes a song while he was gone, expressing his feelings and how he felt. If he releases that, there's more than likely going to be trouble. Do I think it's going to be really, really big? No, but there's probably going to be some like arguments in the chats, and things like that. So, yeah. And with this, I think we're probably going to hear something from Wonho actually really soon. So there's that. What are these cards? These were, these all were talking about, will he come back to the group? So we have the woman holding a coin, door to romance, and action all in reverse, which is interesting because we also have this Queen of Pentacles here that made me think of this woman holding a coin. So basically what I'm kind of seeing is, again, it's mostly this fear to his ex, the one who wants the money, because she came up as the Queen of Pentacles in most of my other readings as well. And Hanso, he usually shows up as the Queen of Swords. So this is specifically his ex. And it's more so, I don't know if she still has feelings for Wonho. I've been getting that since I was originally reading it, that she still actually has a lot of romantic feelings towards Wonho. And what I'm kind of seeing for him is that there's, even though this is about him not, is if he's going to come back to the group, I don't see him taking any action, especially since action is in reverse. I don't see him doing anything until this door to this girl or his ex is officially closed. I do, from my older readings that I scrapped before, that I was talking to you guys about on my live, y'all were mad at me because I did that. So she actually really, really loves him. Like, she really is still romantically attached to him, and she's very bitter about that. So it may not seem like it, but she actually is, because every time I was trying to do a reading, it's like always romance cards, lovers, Two of Cups, Four of Wands, that are always coming from her side to him. So it is a need, an attraction, a love, a need for affection that she's not receiving. And Wonho doesn't have any intentions. He has no intention on giving it to her. And he knows that he can't do anything until it's officially let go. So he's not going to make any moves until she lets that go. Okay, so moving on. That means, just to clarify any more so, I don't see him thinking about coming back to Monster X until he knows for a fact that they're done bothering him. Again, this was for the same question, will he come back to the group? And it's alignment and breakthrough. So this is kind of telling me that there will eventually be a breakthrough for him, where something will happen. Like, everything will align properly where he will have a chance to come back to the group. I do still feel like at that time it will then be his decision on whether or not he comes back, and not whether or not he's allowed back. So there's that. And lastly, I pull cards on how can he better take care of himself, and how is he taking care of himself more so. So exactly what I was saying. He is waiting and waiting decisions and silence. Okay, he's waiting for everything to kind of be decided. He's waiting for this girl to leave him alone or decide that she's going to give up. He's waiting for any information on if these people are going to be sued. Like, he's waiting for whether or not he can, make any decisions on whether or not he's going to come back and join Monsta X or not. But right now, this can also be more of advice with the silence, because like I said, he may actually release a song that could cause him to get into more trouble. So this as advice would be to just wait and be quiet. Think about your decisions and be quiet. Just don't say anything. Just let it rest. So that's how he can take care of himself. So we also have release, independence, and relaxation. So it's like, I feel like there's still, this kind of makes me think a little bit of the Magician card in this deck. I don't know if you guys see it. It just kind of makes me think of the Magician card in this deck. And so I feel like it kind of gives me meditation vibes. It kind of gives me cleansing vibes. And so I feel like with release, even if he decides to make a song about whatever he's feeling, a poem, I don't think that he should literally release it. I just think he should create what he creates and kind of leave it, just leave it. Don't publish it, basically. Independence and relaxation. So I do feel like, he's actually so much calmer. Even though he does have his moments of anxiety, I do feel like he's so much more calmer, not being under the pressure of the industry like he was before. And he has just a lot of time to really relax and take care of himself properly. So right now, I do think there's a sense of more happiness than there was before. Of course, there is that separation from his friends, but like being able to not be under the amount of pressure that he was before and being able to move about by himself, having his own independence is something that is extremely freeing for him and gives him so much more room to, unwind and like just not be so unnerved all the time. So this is what I have for Wonho. I hope that you guys get some good messages, good vibes, good feelings from it. I hope it eases some of your eases some of you guys' minds. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys think will happen. Do you think he'll be coming back in January? Do you think he'll come back at all? Or do you think he'll just decide to stay where he is and, maybe just release music, I don't know, on SoundCloud or something? Just let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And until next time, toodles!